It's another day in the kitchen, another kitchen witch moment. Make a wish. She's lit. Today on Kitchen Witches, I am going to make a veggie lasagna.
Yummy!
It's super simple, and I'm excited to show you guys how we do it. So the very first thing I'm gonna do, which is dive right into it, is start with my filling. I've been using mascarpone. Typically, I would actually use a ricotta, but I discovered that ricotta has some carb in it. We all know that Little Miss Lovely is a keto human.
No carbs, no carbs.
And mascarpone has 0 carbs. So I was like, let me try it. She thought it was delicious. So I was like, success. So I take 1 wonderful tub of mascarpone cheese. Jump in.
I'll eat it.
She will, and she does. I add an egg for a little extra oomph, and then we have to do some seasoning.
I love a good seasoning. Let me tell you why I love this lasagna. It's creamy, it's her amazing sauce, and there's just uber amounts of vegetables that make me so happy. And she's done it just for me. She's like manipulated her normal recipe just for me. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome. Okay, so I have some Italian seasoning, and this is just an eyeball, you know, do you like it, do you not? Great. And I have a little bit of basil here because why not? And then you just mix your egg and seasoning and mascarpone until you get one full-on situation.
Homogeneous gloop.
And this will be one layer within your lasagna.
There's moments, you know, when I wake up and I go, I don't really want anything crunchy. I want something that coats my mouth, that's warm and satisfying. And it's interesting though too, babes, because your sauce with this kind of just reminds me of the most luscious tomato soup as well. What's this consistency?
It's more of like almost like a bechamel-y type sauce. I mean, it's basically what a ricotta cheese would be when you fill lasagna. This is a little creamier. So once this is creamy and kind of incorporated, I'm gonna add a little bit of grated parm to this. It smells incredible. Easy peasy. I know she will be able to keep her fingers out of it, but maybe the raw egg will deter her.
It did.
I decided today that I'm actually going to be making lasagnas in these little dishes. I think it's super cute.
Veggies, there's so many veggies she's using. It's also what's in season. It's what she feels comfortable with.
So here I have eggplant and zucchini, and I've already roast or pan seared them. I take my eggplant and I take my zucchini and I cut them into slices like so.
Yummy.
I salt them, and then I put a piece of paper towel in a tray and something that weights them and dry them out, because sometimes eggplant can be super bitter. And I went ahead and did that because it takes a lot of time and I want to save you all that. So, and then I put them in a pan and I sear them on both sides until they cook down, and then there you go. I'm getting ready actually to assemble now. I need my sauce.
This sauce of hers, she makes it all the time. She puts butter, onions, and San Marzano tomatoes in a pot and steeps it and just lets it cook. I tell you guys, it's the most amazing smelling sauce I have ever smelled in my entire life. I've had a lot of food in my life, okay? And I know that, you know, grandma's salsa is really important in the Italian world. And let me tell you, this is gonna be hers. When we have kids and they have kids, they're gonna be like, I wanna make grandma's sauce. I'm like, I know, me first.
I have prepped my sauce, and the longer it sits, the better it is. And as Raven already told you, it's super simple. It's literally a 28-ounce can of tomatoes and some butter and an onion and some salt, and you let it cook.
I told you guys, I had the recipe down, I said it.
She did. So now it really comes down to assembly. So I like to put a little bit of sauce on the bottom. I don't like to lay my veg on a cold situation.
Eggplant. I got to pick the eggplant.
Eggplant, you know what? I was prepared to cut it, and to make it fit, I'll have to do it with some of the larger ones, maybe like this guy. And you just will have a continual layering process until everyone is full, and it's great, just like a normal lasagna.
You don't even miss the pasta in this lasagna. The cheese crust and the mascarpone and how everything kind of, you know, melds into each other. You get the richness of what lasagna actually is. And for some people, it's the pasta, so too bad. But for other people, It's the filling.
So I did a layer of sauce, a layer of eggplant. Now we got our filling on top.
And what other vegetables would you suggest inside of this lasagna?
Yellow squash, zucchini, eggplant.
Asparagus, you could like shave the asparagus so they're long and like make them that way. That would be good in this too. You could like take cauliflower steaks and line them up with everything if you needed a little carnivorous type of situation.
Yeah, I guess you could really use whatever you like.
I love that you did them in these small containers. I think it's super cute. She's actually made me a lasagna like this and she added meat in the sauce. Can you imagine a ragu?
Yeah, I think a bolognese.
Bolognese.
In this would be totally delicious and a little bit heartier, but we've just basically been keeping it veg.
I eat a lot of meat everywhere else, so it's sometimes really good to let your digestive system clean itself out and just do a nice veggie forward. And you know what I love too about this dish? You're not over seasoning anything. You're really letting the natural flavors of the vegetables, the mascarpone, and her sauce sing
for itself.
Also, she doesn't put Parmesan on every single layer. She doesn't overdo it, you know? She added it to the mascarpone, so you know it's there. A lot of the times you'll see these recipes and it's like a layer of this, a layer of that, more cheese, and it's like, you really don't need all these calories. Yes, you do it for the visual of it, but you're doing it for the taste and the health factor.
100%. This is a very, in terms of how lasagnas can go, healthy situation.
I don't know what your sauce does. It's like this sweet, savory, buttery goodness. It's amazing. Okay, so how many layers do you think you have so far?
I have not been counting at all.
You just layer it up.
Yeah, I just wanted to use the vegetable I have. So I had one whole zucchini and I had one whole eggplant, and I want to use that. I have a little bit left.
She kind of made really nice thick slices on these vegetables, which also lends itself to an amazing dish because you're not just biting into these scrawny little pieces. You have a nice unctuous bite when you get into it. So it's super pleasurable.
So I'm just squeezing in my last little bit of eggplant and one more piece here. This has worked out beautifully. Almost done. These are so cute.
Soup's cute, babes. Well done. I'll clean up the ground for you.
Thank you. I know I tried not to make a mess. I did pretty well.
She does so much better in the kitchen than I do. You guys have seen my kitchen witches, and I'm just like a messy, sweaty mess.
It definitely had a kitchen witch fail. Let's not forget.
Fail is different than a kitchen sweaty mess. Like you just made, over soft cookies. They weren't even rock hard. I think you're an amazing chef. You're so clean. It's like she went to school for this. She did.
Traditionally in lasagna, I don't think that they use the mascarpone / ricotta as the topping, but I like to because I think you get then that little bit of bake, crunch, cheese, oozy yumminess that is so great and divine and delicious. And then we'll top it with a little bit of sauce.
And since you added the egg onto this, it cakes it.
Yes, it does. It adds that little extra. And now we get to go back to our cheese and do this.
If that's gonna be mine, can you just put a little extra?
Sure. They're all gonna be yours.
Oh, that's right. They're all mine. Yeah, there's a fantastic cheesemonger we go to. We've discussed it before, by the name of Milk Farm. It is a female-owned business. We always support our people. Amazing cheeses. You guys should go check it out if you're in the greater Los Angeles area.
Cheese it up, cheese it up, cheese it up. Make a little bit of cheesy mess. It's totally okay. These are our little baby lasagnas. Super cute, super simple. I'm trying to decide if I want to put them in on a baking sheet or if I want to put them in just like this.
Baking sheet.
Yeah, easy, right?
Yeah.
I've preheated my oven to about 350, 375, depends. And I'm gonna put them in until it starts to bubble and starts to look like crispy on the top.
It's easy to do that because pretty much the only thing she has to cook out is the raw egg and to really make sure that all the flavors melt together. That's why it doesn't have to take so long. As we wait for these lasagnas, babes.
I know it's the hardest thing for you.
It's so hard, like I'm hungry now. The viewers want to know, how did you come up with this recipe?
This recipe, my mom has actually been making for forever. My mom loves a good veggie lasagna, and I think I just grew up eating it. And then I kind of made it my own as I started cooking more. now it's a staple in our house.
And so you come from an Italian background, that's why she made it?
I would assume so. In my family, it's funny because we have a family group chat, and tomato sauce is like a common conversation. Food is a common conversation, but it's definitely a tomato sauce driven group chat.
What other recipes inspire you from your conversation with your mom or your heritage?
I don't know. That's interesting. I don't really think anything else specifically inspires me in that way. I mean, I love making Italian food. I love pasta. I guess, when it comes to my baking, my grandmother was an amazing baker, and my grandfather was the Italian, and she learned how to make cucciolati, which are Italian cookies. They're little Italian sesame cookies, and those are incredible, and everyone in my family is obsessed with cucciolati.
Right, I've definitely witnessed the obsession.
Yeah, cucciolati is a thing. My grandmother, being a Welsh woman, would make rock cakes, which are like traditional kind of tea cakes, if you will. They're so divine. And cucciolati, and that was like a staple in my mom's household when she was growing up, and then visiting my grandmother was like a big thing. So that's definitely influenced me.
What other savory dishes did your family make that became really addictive to you in a positive way?
Growing up, I loved eating mac and cheese. My mom always would make big salads. We used to do a pounded out chicken breast that was coated in breadcrumbs, and then
Chicken parmesan?
no, it was more like a chicken tender.
Oh,
And it was pan fried and really crunchy outside.
Like a schnitzel with chicken on the inside?
Maybe, I don't know. We would have that with mashed potatoes or rice pilaf. I mean,
schnitzel.
Yeah, but it was so good. I don't think I've actually had a traditional schnitzel ever.
It's pork, but it's coated and in breadcrumbs and fried, and then served with, gravy sometimes, or just a side. It's like a big, luscious thing.
We used to have risotto. Oh, that was a meal that like changed me.
So you do have something
I just remember my mom would make mushroom risotto, but my mom's friend Jean would make tomato, mozzarella, and basil risotto with white wine, and that was a life changer. That thing was so good. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have foods like that?
Of course, I have foods that have changed my palate over the years, that have like really said, you know what? For instance, my grandfather's salmon cakes that he would make for breakfast are amazing. My grandmother's pancakes, her dressing, greens, potato salad. My grandmother, may she rest in peace, chicken and dumplings, which I learned how to make. Sweet potato pie, pecan pie. All of those staples that when you go to a restaurant, you're like, my aunt makes it better. Gumbo, oh my goodness. So yeah, there are a lot of different family staples that have molded my taste buds and that I long for and can't quite get all the time because either that person is no longer with us or they never wrote it down. So it's like, I don't know how to do it.
If you guys have a favorite meal or a nostalgic meal or something that you ate all the time as a kid or something you just love and you want to talk about, comment down below. We want to know, and maybe we will try and make one of those things on a next Kitchen Witch.
So they've been in the oven for like 20 minutes. The house smells incredible. We gotta get them out. You guys, I can't even describe it and I'm not even gonna try to, but it smells like heaven. Oh my God. They've bubbled, doubled, they've toiled, they've troubled. They're too hot for a taste test, to be honest, babe. They gotta cool off a little bit. This is amazing.
Okay, it's the moment you've been waiting for.
I've been waiting all day!
I'm sure y'all have been waiting for it too. Here you go, baby. But please don't burn your mouth. The thing about Raven is she will not wait.
I got in trouble by using forks that look like this because I normally use them to cook with because it's heavy. Can I have my fork, baby? We're super particular about our utensils. I have chopsticks, forks that are mine. She has her 2 forks and her spoons that are hers.
I thought I was being really nice and giving you that fork.
I know, I saw that.
Then it blows up in the face.
Okay.
So as I was saying, Raven has zero patience to wait for things to cool. If it was me, I would say let this sit and rest for like 10 to 15 minutes because then it cools down, the flavor comes together, and it's a whole different experience.
I don't care. I'm gonna take a bite.
It's time to taste test.
I'm only gonna do one vegetable at a time because if I put too many vegetables in my mouth, I will die.
Blow on that.
The thing about lasagna, you have this bechamel. What is that? Flour, cream, butter. You have pasta, you have your vegetables and your sauce, right? The thing about this one is you don't miss the pasta. You don't miss the flour. You have so many flavors working with it. It tastes like your grandma's lasagna. And there's no pasta, no extra carbs. It is zucchini and eggplant realness, baby. Absolutely amazing.
Yay, do I get a rating today? Sure.
Well, being that this is my favorite dish that you make me, you're gonna get obviously a 22 out of 22.
That is a first on Kitchen Witches, that I got a 22. Yay! I hope you guys make it. Comment down below, let us know if you do. Let us know if you add some of your own vegetables. I think mushroom could actually be really great in this, whether it goes in your sauce or it's, you know, part of just a meaty layer.
Shrimp, scallops, like really go ham and tell us all of your renditions.
Are you gonna blow this out with me?
No, my mouth is stuffed.